Hi guys, welcome to my podcast, Subzero Pete. Today we are talking about... Why does my voice sound like that? I'm in like a lower... I was. Right now I'm in a lower octave. I think it's called octave, I don't know. But then I can shoot up here and it's higher. I think I'm just calmer. So... I talked about in my half episode, 67.5, how that's an interesting, short, I think it's like a 4-minute episode. I totally recommend watching it. It's about anxiety. It's, I think, a new perspective on it, which I think I've done a couple of these videos like that. But it's totally worth listening to. And even if you don't want to do 4 minutes, if that's too much, I also have a short that's like 1.5 minutes. So, anyways, 111 on the timer. I have been prioritizing my rituals and my body and just how I honor and respect myself. And I have started journaling every day, and I love it because I'm thinking about things I wouldn't have thought about if I didn't journal every day. And so sometimes when I don't have things to say to my journal or to write in my journal, I'll have to think of some deep introspective question. And it led me to here for this episode. So I also, with my rituals, meditation is part of that. And in the past, I could never meditate. I just couldn't do it. And now my meditation looks like me sitting down in a quiet place, setting a timer for 9 minutes or 5 minutes, and breathing, counting the things I can hear, and then mentally going through my body like a checklist from my head to my toes of what I can feel, whether it's I'm sitting crisscross and I can feel my legs together, or if I have any pain in my knee, or when I sit up straight I can feel like my stacked spine, or sometimes I have like a pressure in my solar plexus when I'm really hungry. It's like an ache, honestly. I don't know if other people feel that, but maybe we all do. I don't know. But I've started to kind of realize when my anxiety ticks up, and it's, number one, it's kind of sad because I'm like, wow, not that it ticks up, but by whom it ticks up around. And I don't know what's going on with my hair. And number two, I can't do a lot about it. So right now I kind of just have to live with the fact that I know who's taking off my anxiety, and I just need to set more boundaries, I think. But basically, I was going through my defense mechanisms, and I don't even know if you would call it a defense mechanism, but it's something that I do. I'm a Scorpio moon. Let me preface by saying that. So a dark part of myself, which I don't love, is that I'm vengeful. I try not to be, but if I'm not doing anything physically in this world to be vengeful, I'm thinking about it in my head. And that leads me to put up a rift with other people. My other red flag. Stop, cats. Henry. My other red flag is... Oh my god, hold on. My other red flag, back, is that I will hold a lot against you. I kind of have a hard time letting go, and I think it's part of my Scorpio-ness. Scorpio placement. Like, if you do something that really hurts me, that'll always be there. That scar, like, that'll remain a scar on my body. That's like a strike. And so the more you do, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. Like, I'll always hold that against you. So there's that. But making up assumptions about people, like, I am resentful. Gosh. And if we're getting into an argument or I'm mad about something, like, I'll make up arguments in my head. A lot of people do this. I'll make up arguments in my head about what I want to say to you, and then I don't. Or, like, it doesn't escalate to that level. But there are so many things I've wanted to say and, like, even yell and scream to people that I didn't, obviously, but I really wanted to. And I think I hold that against them. And that's sort of my resentment towards them. And all of that pent up energy just lives inside me in my head, which is not healthy. And it just changes my view of you and my opinion of you and how much I respect you. And so I have a couple people like this in my life, and that I've, like, encountered and whatever, had beef with, but, like, it's sad. And something I've noticed I've been doing is, which is, I think, the real harmful bit, is that, like, someone will do something, and I'll make up an assumption in my head, which we all do, about, like, okay, they did this because of XYZ problems, and I'll try to read them. Now, we never really know what's going through people's minds. Sometimes it's pretty obvious. Other times it's not, and we assume it's obvious, but we really don't know. Like, honestly, we really don't know, and we shouldn't assume things. But I've noticed that when somebody hurts me or triggers me or pisses me off or whatever, I'll create an argument in my head, or I'll make an assumption in my head about why they did what they did, and it will change my opinion of them. And sometimes that's not even what happened. Like, I just had a miscommunication with someone, and I didn't know how I felt about it, because I'm like, okay, neutral, because XYZ problem, or maybe they purposefully did this, and therefore I don't like you, and you actually suck. Like, you know, like, I can't make assumptions because I don't know. And that's kind of this episode, 811. We don't know anything, and we should not make assumptions. And for my sanity, for all of our sanities, let's not make assumptions. And how many times have I said assumptions in this episode? And just let it be. Like, we create so much pain and agony for ourselves, especially, like, the big thinkers and the big big thinkers and big feelers. Like, we overthink a lot and we feel a lot, and it kind of just creates all this pent up energy and resentment, which ends relationships. Resentment ends relationships. So what I've learned is that, not in practice, but from a wise person, from a therapist, is that you have to communicate your resentments, which is scary. And also, like, why would I wake up the beast for this? This is not important. Like, I'll just live with this. But that's also a coping mechanism. So it's interesting. Okay, listen, it is so amazing to dive into yourself and to journal and to just discover who you are. Like, it is honestly my favorite thing to do, and I feel so happy that I'm acknowledging these things and becoming aware of them, and I can't wait to be this hyper aware, over anxious, crazy person as I get older with all these issues, because I'm hyper aware of everything. But I think that kind of just comes with like enlightenment, and like the more you know, the more you know. And it's harder to ignore things. And ignorance really is bliss, but that's not my path. That's not how I choose to live this life. With some things, yes. Like I won't watch The Handmaid's Tale because I don't want to know. But with other things, I'm like, I have to. With myself, I have to know. So that's it. I hope this inspires you to do some deep thinking, deep feeling, and journal. That's it. Peace and love. See you guys in the next one. Bye.